Hey, I'm Carrie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time. All around, welcome. I'm Carrieblogger, a career freelancer on Fiverr.com, where I've been selling as a Fiverr Pro verified copywriter for about the past 7 years now. And welcome back to a Chatty One Take Tuesday. These are my unedited midweek videos, and then you can also subscribe for notifications or just come on back for Freelance Friday videos every single Friday. So today we have a 10-minute timer on the clock. I'm open to your thoughts. If you think 8 minutes, 5 minutes, no minutes, 20 minutes, I don't know what you want from me would be better, but for now we're sticking with 10. And today's topic is about health. As a freelancer, both health insurance, if I have time to talk about that a wee bit, and then also just like taking care of yourself. So I guess we'll start with the taking care of yourself side of things. And this is not just for freelancers specifically, because obviously in the world we live in right now, which has been completely turned upside down, everyone's stuck at home. And so we are all kind of in the same boat, believe it or not. People who have given me, if not snide, but questionable comments in the past of saying like, oh, you're just stuck at home alone all day, or like you don't leave your house to go to work. Like, how do you do that without losing your mind, or, whatever, hopefully you know what I'm saying. And so that's what, we're all in this together, right? Okay, let's keep myself on track. This is going to start with a story time thing, and then I'll kind of get to my point. So we're gonna wind it back to the point. Last year, I thought that I had a brain tumor. It was really crappy. I was noticing that I was getting way more headaches. Migraines were way more common, more so than they ever had been in the past. And I started getting these really weird vision issues, just like things were like the staticky cloud fuzz stuff, just like light flares, cloudy vision sometimes, like foggy, milky. Super, super weird. And it was especially worse when I was looking at things that were black and white. So as a writer, when I was looking at my computer and trying to read black text on a white background, obviously, like a Word document, it was really blurry and fuzzy and just hard to read. And so I went to my optometrist and they were like, no, you're completely fine. I went to like a neurologist, like consult thing after I went to my GP or whatever, and they were like, yeah, literally you didn't have a stroke, I don't know what's wrong with you. To the neurology person then, and I'm just getting like more and more panicked at this point. Neurology person was like, okay, technically like you look fine, but you never know. And I'm looking up all these WebMD things, and it's like, you're never supposed to do that. And I totally did, and it totally freaked me out. And so we had a bunch of MRIs done. They did like all the blood work on the planet. I spent so much freaking money on this stupid thing that I thought I had a brain tumor. And like in the office, she was like, I don't want to say you do, because that's way too early, but you very well might. And so I'm like, I'm gonna die. And so then I finally finished up at a neuro-ophthalmologist, a freaking expensive specialist. And they basically told me that, yeah, blue blockers are legit and you need to get some, and you're probably spending too much time looking at your computer. So luckily, I don't have a brain tumor. I mean, I will pay tons of money for them to tell me that I'm in perfect health. Like, that's a good end solution. But I spent all of this time and put myself in such a tizzy over it. And then I've realized that between using blue blockers all the time and trying to spend less time just staring at a screen as much as possible, and then also I think it was a vitamin B deficiency, like those things culminated in these bizarre symptoms. And they're like, yeah, it's happening more often. Way more young people are like showing up with all these bizarre vision problems like I'm talking about. And they're like, yeah, we really have no data on it. No one's actually like researching this, but basically we think it's just from like staring at a computer for too long, which is insane. So, helpful tips. Don't be like me. Don't almost destroy your vision and your mental health over nothing. Use blue blocker glasses. I have noticed an immense improvement in my eye health after doing that. It took about 4 different pairs to kind of find the one that I really like, which are all the way over there, so I'm not going to go get them. But they're just these really thin wire frames, and they're so lightweight because I'm really sensitive to like weight on my face. But find a pair you really like. If you wear glasses, like I do some of the time, I prefer contacts. Get them with blue blockers in them and make them. It's great. Just do it because it's so simple. And I can honestly tell you, as someone who literally thought I had a freaking brain tumor, to someone who now can look at a computer all day and take them off and be fine, just do it. Wear blue blockers. Vitamin B, hey, if you're not taking it. Vitamin D, hey, if you're not taking it. I recommend those. But making sure that you're taking care of your eye health, because staring at a computer, which now everyone's doing, it's just not healthy. It's just not healthy. And we just kind of have to make do with prevention. Okay. The other thing is an ergonomic chair, which I am a terrible example of. This is my chair, which we saw in my little home office tour thing. It's cute. It's not comfortable. About half the time I end up sitting on the floor because I'm not comfortable. But yeah, so I like it because it's cute. But be better than me. Use an ergonomic chair. Make sure that you are getting up and stretching regularly and walking and like just taking care of your health, because it can be so easy to just turn into this person who is so sucked into my computer, and my physical health, which is like not a priority. My mental health, we'll get to that eventually, needs to always be a priority. And then visual health, as I said. Okay, we've got 4 minutes left. So let's talk about health insurance. It sucks, especially in the US. Can we all just admit that can we just admit that we all need like universal health care? Can I say that? Okay, I'm going to say it. After I just spent all that money last year trying to make sure I didn't have a brain tumor, spent thousands of dollars on that for no good reason. Health insurance you don't have as a freelancer. Luckily, it is easier to get on the health insurance marketplace independently, but it can be really scary to have to take care of that on your own. And I am so lucky. I'm always so lucky for so many reasons, but I'm especially lucky that my husband is a teacher, public school teacher in Oregon, and he has benefits, and they're not great, as I know after spending thousands of dollars last year thinking I had a brain tumor. But that's really lucky for us. So because we're married, I get to enjoy his benefits. I think that people often rely on the security of that often might have been way too strong of a word. People sometimes mention to me that they are scared to make a transition into a freelance career because then they're on the hook for their own insurance and retirement savings and other benefits that likely are not, I should say likely were being provided by their employer, and that to go off on your own, you are now accountable for yourself. And that's really, really challenging. And I wish that there was a better solution for this. I know that Fiverr particularly has an option for buying insurance, but I think it's like just basically a prettier looking portal to help you like get onto the public marketplace. Sorry, I'm just checking the time. So here's my real advice. Don't let something like that stop you from exploring freelance, at least on the side, until you've got skills. If you're forced into a career change you weren't expecting, freelancing can be a really great option, especially as a middle time to utilize your skills with flexibility. I just really wish that the health insurance marketplace was more affordable. I wish health insurance was just, better across the board. But it just really is too bad that I feel like people sometimes feel locked into a career just because they're so scared for their health and being able to pay for the healthcare and medical bills, that they're not able to access everything that the freelance marketplace has to offer because they literally have to lean onto the traditional model, which could be potentially more stifling for them, potentially less fulfilling, meaningful, or even lucrative. I mean, I know that I'm just going to say I know that I'm making more money right now than I would be if I had come up the traditional ladder of being a copywriter on staff somewhere. There's just no way. And so if I hadn't pursued this option for building my career just because I was scared about having healthcare coverage, so yikes. I feel sorry for you if you're in that boat. I feel sorry for everyone, including myself, who ever has to deal with the private healthcare industry in the United States. But that is for a different day. To summarize, 20 seconds left. Take care of your health. Make sure that you are doing things to actively monitor, protect yourself in this bizarre online environment that we're dealing with. I all the time, you maybe just right now. And just make sure that you are not getting sucked into sitting back and not exploring your options just because the man tells you that it's difficult. Okay, bye.